driving for about 13 hours, and it was kind of a long, grueling day. We landed here at about 8:30, and we cooked up some steaks, some Caesar salad, which has kind of become a tradition. We even got the same spot, the same RV park, same meal, same thing, doing the same deal. So today was a success, and we take off early in the morning. We're gonna head to Palm Springs, and that's when the guitar adventures begin. So see you in the morning.
All right, here we are, Tuesday morning on I-5 South. We're like 175 miles from San Francisco, but our goal today is to drive the RV out to Palm Springs. Hopefully get there tonight at a decent hour. Weather's beautiful, we're having a good time. Really looking forward to the experiences that lie ahead. There's some really fun stuff going on. We're really excited to share it with you guys. But right now, man, we are road dogs. We got a solid breakfast at the RV park this morning and cruising down I-5 about 70 miles an hour.
Let's go.
Yeah, baby.
70 miles an hour in a regular vehicle is pretty standard, but things get a bit wild at these speeds in an RV, like our cooler getting tossed around in the passenger area. A V10 is strong, but a combination of weight, distance, summer heat, and a few good hill climbs can start causing problems if you push it too hard. We were excited to arrive at our home base in Palm Desert that evening, and thought that the AC system cutting out toward the end of the day would be the worst of our issues. But the road had other plans for us the next morning.
So man, what a day today. This is like the third day of our trip. Got up this morning really early, like 5 o'clock, and we were heading out to Las Vegas to hook up with a gentleman out there that had a Les Paul we wanted to look at from the 50s. So we're gonna make the 4-hour journey out there in the RV, hook up with him.
We thought.
Yeah.
The RV shit the bed, dead in the water, lost power steering, lost AC, lost brakes. So we're pulled over in some gas station. We've got a mobile guy coming out to try to get us back on our feet. Les Paul's still on. I don't know if it's gonna happen today, but we're staying optimistic.
Anybody look it over at all? It sounds like you lost a serpentine belt.
Let's shut
Probably
down.
the
I'll tell you
AC.
exactly what happened.
Our angel cowboy has arrived.
Do you need anything, a cold water or anything?
No, I brought everything with me.
Okay.
I always have to be prepared around here.
Yeah, man. It was like 8 in the morning, right? It's like 90 degrees already.
Waiting
so
for places to open up.
you found the right guy, man, right?
We summoned the RV angel.
Cowboy angel.
Yeah, he went by cowboy. He was amazing. And he got us going pretty much halfway. We've got a couple parts coming in to get everything going.
Yeah. It's magical, man. I mean, you meet these characters like Cowboy. I mean, this guy.
It was worth breaking down.
Oh yeah.
Just to meet this guy. Tomorrow's gonna be magnificent. We are going to Chris and Karen Haynes' house. They rule Palm Springs,
Very
and
cool
they're
people.
the coolest people ever. Thanks to Karen and Chris, we're gonna have Chef Luke Thomas in tomorrow, who
He's a superstar.
Yeah, he's a badass. And Chris's collection. I mean, it's one thing to find these guitars, but to put a dollar value to the effort. The guy has done it for you, done it for us. Yeah. There's this amazing Beatles collection I'm so stoked for. He's an encyclopedia, and Karen is just like a host from heaven, What do you say about those two? But anyways, let's get some rest. Palm Springs, Thursday. It's 11:30. Our adventures start in about an hour. Found a burst while we're down here, so we're gonna sneak over to this cat's house at 1 p.m. It's been featured in a couple of the Burst Believers books, so we're gonna go check it out. I haven't seen it in person. I've seen some cool pictures. And yeah, we're just kind of getting geared up, the calm before the storm, and when it rains, it pours. There's guitars just coming in every direction right now, so we're just trying to figure out what we can carry on the RV, what we might have to ship, what we might have to leave at our LA location until next trip, but those are all good things to have. So we decided to take the golf cart out, do what you do when you're in Palm Springs, and go look at some palm trees and feel the hot air blowing on your face. And God, this neighborhood is so cool. We're about to hook up with Gary Gand, who I've talked to from a distance on the phone, sold some cool guitars to him. Hell of a guy, and his house looks like it's gonna be amazing, so let's go meet him. Gary, what's up, man?
Welcome to the House of Rock. So this house is called the Morse House. It's from 1961. built by Claire and Teddy Morse. Teddy supposedly won it in a poker game. We call it the Terrazzo Palazzo. Now, let's say you want to get in the pool. Well, Claire Morse didn't want to have to go outside to get in the pool. Open up the wall. There's stairs on this side so you can walk right down into the pool.
This is the
So she never has to touch the ground, right?
Whoa! Okay, some cool
Now,
things
this used
here.
to be a music room, but since we're selling the house, we took all the guitars out. Here's the little guy here.
Le Freak, the famous Le Freak.
Right. So you can see it's
Nice touch, man. You're a player.
gnarly, you know? Let's walk.
Let's go, baby.
Kiwi.
Woo! Hello, Palm Springs.
Chris Haynes. I didn't get a instrument, guitar, until I was 50 years old. I grew up in New Jersey. When I was like 14, I worked in a lawnmower repair shop and learned about engines and had mini bikes, and that evolved into motorcycles. In the early days, it was strictly the East Coast. Then I had an opportunity to come to the West Coast because that was the hub of all the racing and had the weather and the tracks and everything was happening here. So it was the proper place to be. I probably competed in over 30 Baja 1000s throughout my career and have won my class 15 different times. I wasn't always a racer. I had a career for 10 years with the Honda company as like a mechanic or technician or whatever you want to call it at the highest level. I had roughly about a 10-year career working for Naval Special Warfare. They sent me an email saying, hey, we're looking for off-road instructors. I was in the Navy when I was 19, and so I naturally said, yes, absolutely, I'll do that. I trained close to 1,000 Navy SEALs how to drive off-road. One of the businesses that I run, I started over 30 years ago, where we take people all through Mexico in Baja, and we provide all the motorcycles, the guides, everything. And we take people from all walks of life, all around the world on these trips. Everybody you meet, you learn something from. Everybody has a story, everybody has good advice, and you find out who the people are, and they forget about all their problems in life or what they're doing. Because when you're on that bike, you can only think about one thing, and that's staying on the thing. When I started in motorcycling and racing, I did it because I liked it. It was exciting, and it's adrenaline, and racing, it was great. And later in life, I got recognized and put in 3 different Hall of Fames. The Hachu Hall of Fame, the Off-Road Hall of Fame, and the big one is the American Motorcycle Association Hall of Fame. And I'm really blessed that people saw what I did is worthwhile. Well, the Beatles, for me, in retrospect, they really changed music forever. Of course, Lennon and McCartney were the greatest songwriters of our time. It hasn't worn out yet. The John Lennon first guitar and the Paul McCartney first guitar, you look at the thing and you go, holy mackerel, this changed the world of music forever. And it started with this instrument. I thought that was really significant that guys from Liverpool, blue-collar families, had almost nothing, ended up doing what they did. Finding the instruments one at a time. It wasn't a thing where, I got the collection done in a year. It took like 15 years. There's some hanging on the wall here. The only other one beside that one is in a book. I've never seen a real one in my life. And, a lot of people get these things and they put them in cases and tuck them away and nobody ever sees them. And it'd be really nice if somebody displayed them where other people could enjoy it. When I started really collecting them, not just had a couple of them sitting around where I started getting serious about it. My wife and I were coming off of when the .com thing tanked the whole stock market, and we lost considerable money. So I followed this one guitar, Fender Nocaster, 1951, and a relatively rare guitar. And I found one, I paid a lot of money for it. My wife goes, "What did you just do?" I said, "Well, it's an investment." She goes, "Well, how are we going to pay the mortgage is what I want to know." We had the thing maybe 16 months, and I sold it for $110,000. And so my wife goes, "Can you get more guitars like that?"
It's been a journey with Chris and his guitar collection, but he takes an idea and reaches and researches and finds the very best of whatever he's looking for. I am Karen Haynes, the founder of Spa Girl Cocktails, a low-calorie, ready-to-drink, all-natural cocktail made for women by women. My dad worked for General Motors, so we traveled across the country. I went to 10 different schools by the time I graduated high school. It was super hard being the new girl all the time. I became a flight attendant. I flew for 18 years for United Airlines. And then I met my fabulous husband, Chris. He's so outside the box and a true entrepreneur, and he really gave me the strength to okay, let's do something different. I knew I liked to have cocktails and I loved to celebrate with family and friends and girlfriends, but I felt there was such a need in the industry for a product in the alcohol space that really spoke to women with all kinds of healthier, cleaner attributes. Because I have been making these signature cocktails for parties because we love to entertain. I didn't have a business background, and I would pick up the phone and call distilleries and ask them, do you work with private labels? What are your bottling fees? Blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't even know the proper questions to ask. So it was truly learning the hard way. And I think looking back on it, it's probably a great thing, because if I knew then what I know now, I'd probably be terrified. DrinkSpaGirlCocktails.com. You can order directly off our website. We have 750 milliliter bottles. They're called our signature sips. They're 16.5% alcohol, one of the highest in the industry for a ready to drink. It was really funny because a lot of the distributors and buyers are like, "Oh, that's too high. And you're women." We're like, "Yes, we're serious. We don't want to drink 4% something. We want to drink a few really good cocktails." The other thing that's so fabulous about ours is you can mix it. It's like a flavored vodka. Perfect as is, mix it, make mini cocktails, which I do all the time, which I'm sure we'll be having a few tonight.
In celebration of this incredible collection of instruments being transferred to our shop, Chris and Karen put together a lovely dinner party for the evening. Nearly all of the guests had arrived and dinner preparations were well underway, but one guest was still missing.
There's been so many hiccups. My old man's stuck in Yucca Valley. He's been there for basically 2 days with the RV trying to get one part fixed. It's just not happening. So we're at this party, everyone here. Karen has been relentless in finding out how to get him out of the middle of the desert to here in time for dinner. We've tried Uber, private drivers, this and that. Taxi's not working. She dug something up. She's a magic woman, and Boone's on his way. So he's about to be here in an hour. Thank God. I'm missing the old man. I want him here. So cross your fingers. Hopefully you see Jay Boone walk through the door.
Come on, we can get him. Mission Jay Boone.
Mission Jay Boone. I'm Luke Thomas, and the thing I love the most about food is how it brings people together. I'm from North Wales. I was born in 1993 and then spent most of the last 10 years between London and then traveling, working and cooking in different places. A lot of time when I was sort of really young with my grandmother, she loved to cook. She was a kind of real traditional cook, really simple food, like cheap cuts of meat, cooked really slowly. There was always a cake in the oven. So she kind of taught me to cook. We used to grow our own vegetables in the garden, and food just was kind of like a really big part of our everyday life. And then the first day I spent in a professional kitchen, I was 12 in a restaurant near where we lived. I knew instantly that was exactly what I was going to do for the rest of my life. Went back the day after and the day after and the day after, and eventually they said, "Stop calling, you can just come and cook here whenever you want now." And they really kind of taught me the basics, because there's always such a shift of cooking at home to cooking in a restaurant. I just think food and music just work so, they just work so well together. So when I was 17, I'd left school. I was kind of out on my own in the sense that, it wasn't like
you know, I didn't have like money from my parents to do stuff. It was like me cooking in as many places as possible, meeting as many people as possible, writing to everybody. And then out of pure luck, met somebody that was in the music industry, and they manage a rock band, Iron Maiden, and some other musicians, and they had a bunch of restaurants. I had a meeting with them. I was completely terrified, of course, because these are old school music guys. Presumed it would just go nowhere. And then a couple weeks later, I had a phone call from them, and they offered me a head chef job to kind of create a partnership with them to open my own restaurant. So I did that when I was 18, and then became like the UK's youngest head chef. Yeah. It was called Luke's Dining Room. Did that for like 5 years. And during that time, that kind of transitioned into a TV show and publishing a cookbook, and I ended up opening a couple other restaurants and some hotels. And with Iron Maiden, they were, you know, their managers were my business partners for 5 years, and through that, you know, got to cook for the band, and they would, you know, sometimes come to the restaurant, or if they were like touring, I'd go and cook at the festival. I'd always loved doing that, so I used to basically spend most summers like going around the different music festivals, doing like banquets backstage or doing street food pop-ups, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
You made it!
How's it going? Oh man, you're here. It's
Yeah, man, what a nice shirt. Come on.
okay.
Love you guys. So happy you can all join us. And let's have some fun and enjoy Luke's amazing food.
It took one more full day to get the RV back in working order, but it was now time to head back to the Haynes house to load the entire collection of around 40 instruments into the RV before heading back north.
Dead mint, 64, 335, Clapton era, unfaded, literally mint condition with some paperwork in it. It's one of the finest guitars in the collection, and it is absolutely the cleanest 64 335 I've ever seen by a long shot. It's loaded up 40 instruments, all incredible stuff. We're gonna kidnap Chef Luke Thomas for the ride. He's actually heading up to LA, so somehow we're gonna fit him in the RV, and here we go. We had so much fun traveling to LA with him. Yeah, it was fun kind of talking about the crossovers of food and guitars and the road, and went and met up with David and Cam again from Craft and Tailored. So cool. We have a really great collaboration coming out, which you guys are gonna get filled in soon. But I'm gonna fast forward to what's going on right now. So a couple months ago, I get a call at the shop, and it's Jeff Garlin, who I'm a massive fan of and have been for so long. He literally called because he saw a video, and he was like, man, I'm so impressed. When people are doing cool shit, I gotta call them and tell them they're doing cool shit. And I was so just honored to hear that from him, and we've been trying to connect. Last time was a whirlwind. We're here now. We're gonna go meet up with Jeff just to say what's up.
I look at Gibsons, they're instruments that are works of art.
Yeah.
And I look at Fenders as the best tool.
Yeah, dude, I was just gonna say
That's a good way to explain it.
And by the way, if we were getting ready to go to war, us, in the battle, we'd all want to be holding tellies. Don't put
That's how I
Cool, we just had to have one made for it. Right there, man.
So, okay, so that...
Psycho PAFs in it, come on now.
My telly collection is, I have a 61 slab board, all original, 58 with the refinish.
Where are those? I need to see them now.
They're not here.
Got the juices going now, man.
Woo. It is a
59?
59.
Oh, dude.
Hardtail.
God.
Yeah.
I love these, man.
Gibson. They were word called.
Bankrupt?
I hosted their show in Orange County, their comeback show. And they said, how much? I go, it's too much money for you to pay me. I go, just give me a guitar. They go, what do you want? And I said, 64 spec, Clapton, 335. I love the neck on that. And I want a Brazilian neck. And it's Brazilian. So that made that for
Jeff,
me.
I have a mint condition with all the hang tag paperwork in the car right now, 64 Clapton.
Wow.
I'm doing grab it.
Is it buried?
No.
Oh, shut your balls! Shut your balls!
Shut your balls.
Are you fucking kidding me?
With all the receipts.
Oh, fuck you! Wow. Is this one owner?
Second owner. There's a little bit where like a coil cable probably.
Oh yeah, well,
you know.
Beggars, you know.
Just got from the original owner.
Oh, look at that. The pickup adjustments, instructions, two pneumatic bridge.
God.
Why didn't they fucking just use
Looks
that?
exactly like it without the. Except this has the reflector knobs on
Well,
it.
Oh dear God. Oh, fuck you. No, I'm very proud of this too. You can watch it on Netflix too if you want.
Yes.
There you are. Emerald City Guitars.
What the fuck, dude? Fuck this.
Good old San Francisco.
We just took the RV up the most narrow, steepest hill I don't know what we were thinking, we barely got it up, but Boone's grabbing an old Martin we could not park, so he's in there solo. Look, somebody else did it. We got an RV right down there. We're gonna do a little oceanfront RV park. We're gonna make some tacos and chill. We're just embracing it. It's gonna be an awesome evening, so.
Hey, love you too, man. We had a few hundred miles and a few days of highway left before we would finally be home, but it was time to shut down the camera, enjoy the scenery, and end this journey at the ocean. My name is Ken Lapworth, and we'll see you on the next adventure.